Hiya folks, Billy here. Just another quick project for you this morning. This is nice and easy. Get that yoga in. It's yoga time. A bit of stretching doesn't go amiss. Helps the old bones. Get the circulation going before you start anything. Right, let's get into it. Less of that. So today I'm using this. It's basically half a length of 6x1. I can't remember the size off the top of my head, but it's a 6x1 pine. I've had up there for a while, and I'm just going to make a simple project, a space-saving storage project out of it, and you'll see it in the end what it is. But I need it for a really small space. It just needed something on the wall, but it needs to be really slimline, and I didn't want to put a mirror where this is to go, because the wall itself, it's just a very thin wall, and I don't like putting stuff on sort of plasterboard walls and that kind of stuff. So I'm just cutting it down here, down to size, making sure all my dimensions are right. I'm just going off what's in my head. I've not got anything wrote down with this. I've just got a sort of vision in my head, and I know a lot of you do that. And sometimes it's good to do that, because you can work out problems easier as and when you're doing these other projects you do. You might see a problem, and because you're used to doing stuff in your head like this, sort of naturally, you can overcome them problems and issues with your woodworking easier. So just be careful with the miter saw. If you've got a miter saw, you could use an hand saw doing this. It's only 6x1 pine, so it's nice soft wood. Go through it easy with a nice sharp saw. Just got me normal pencil. Everybody keeps saying, oh, why don't you buy this pencil? Why don't you buy that pencil? Because I don't need it. A normal bog standard pencil is good enough for me. As long as I keep it sharp, that's the main thing. So I'm just using my little speed square here. I just want to get a dead centre in this. I need to make myself a centre finder. But what I do in the end is I end up running it through the table saw anyway, and just getting some of these pieces bang on the same size. This is a bit too deep, this wood, for what I need it, because as you walk in the door, I don't want people banging into it as they turn sort of left. You'll see what I mean when I put it up. So I'm just putting a reference line there. You don't have to do that. Here he is, Stanley, Mr. Grumps. He's back to normal now. So I'm just putting this down to 7 centimetres. I'm going to rip it into 7 centimetre strips, what I've cut on the miter saw. Just be careful with your miter saw. Just bring that blade just above, about a teeth thingy just above the blade. Hey, and I'm no expert with a table saw. They scare me, trust me, but I think the more you use them, the more you get used to them. Just, I've got that imaginary sort of circle round me there, so I'm not going to get my hands anywhere near that blade. I'm stood off to the left of that there, just in case I get any kickback. But yeah, the support I've been getting off you all has been absolutely fantastic, and I really, really do appreciate every single one of you that coming on. I've been having a look at my stats and stuff, and it's mainly men dominated. So if there's any ladies that want to come and learn a bit about woodworking and beginners, please feel free. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is welcome on my channel. Just keep it, I like to just keep a nice tight ship. Keep, you know, it's an happy place for people to come and sort of get inspiration to do woodworking. Because if I can do this, so can you. I'm not like an expert woodworker, I'm just a basic hobbyist. So I'm just cleaning it off here. So all these now are ripped down, all these boards are ripped down exactly the same. And I'm just marking it out here just to, like a dry fit, because as I said, this has all been done in my head. If anybody wants dimensions of this, please drop me a comment and I will send you the dimensions over in the comments. I don't know how you send messages on here still yet with YouTube. Like I say, the more I learn, the more I'll get into it, and the better I'll be at it with communication. But I do try and answer all my comments, so if you want these dimensions, please feel free to send me a comment. And comment if there's anything that you want a comment, just comment. Just, you know, it all supports me anyway because of the algorithm and stuff like that. So just comment away. So here, what I'm doing is I've laid two boards side by side, and I want a really nice fitting sort of interior on this. So I want it super tight. So I'm just trying to make sure here everything is as accurate as possible. I've already pre-marked this. I've just gone over it again because I forgot to shoot the thing where I was marking it. So I'm just come back again and done this sort of shot, so you see exactly what I did. But you can see marks on there where I've already done it. So apologies for that, but I have tried to put it right for you. Get yourself one of these, a countersink drill bit, invaluable. Get a good quality one. Do not buy the cheap ones. You see them for sort of £10, $15 or whatever currency. You'll get a pack of 3 or 4 of them. Don't buy them. Just spend a little bit more and get in a good quality drill bits and countersink bits. It makes a massive difference to your woodwork, and you're not getting frustrated with them constantly breaking. I will start when I learn how to start putting links, because people have been asking me what sort of tools I've been using and that kind of stuff. So as I'm going to get organised properly, I will put links on. So I'm just pilot drilling here. I've just marked the holes by eye with a pencil. I don't have to be super accurate with these holes. It's more the fitting of the interior I need to be more accurate with. So I'm just going in. I don't have to be, like I say, super accurate here. I'm just going for a rustic look. So I've come back to where it's going here, and I'm just double checking I've got my dimensions right, because there was something bugging me that just didn't look right. But fortunately, I have got them right. As you can see there on the left of the picture, there's a door where people can walk in. And if you sort of turn left towards where I am there at the sink underneath, it's a bit tight. This is an ensuite bathroom, and it's a bit tight in there. So a bit of sanding. Don't forget to get your mask on. Get your, sander hooked up to some sort of dust extraction. I'm lucky with this sander. There's very little dust comes away from it. This is a 120 grit. Normally I go for 180 grit, but with this, I'm going for a 120 grit. The wood was a bit rough and a bit sappy, so I just want to get it down more than I can. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I don't know if it's the wrong thing to do, but I just find when this has happened before, I get the better finish by just dropping back to a 120 grit. So if I'm right or I'm wrong, just drop me a comment there. And just to let you know, I have set the Amazon wish list thing up. If you want to go and get us anything off there to support the channel, I'll put the links down below. I have just set a website up, and I will be putting stuff on there for sale that it helps support the channel. I don't believe in people giving stuff and not getting something out of it. Times are tough for everybody. So, but if you can buy something off me, maybe a t-shirt, and that at some point, it's not up and running properly yet. I mean, it's live, but not up and running properly yet. I'll let you all know about that. And I've got the Buy Me a Coffee app as well. So you're welcome to go and click on any of them. But if you can't, you can't. It's not a problem. So here again, I'm just cutting some plugs out. There's something super therapeutic about this. I don't know what it is. I'm just roughly cutting them out of a piece of scrap. I'm just using my dot punch there. I should get like a little old screwdriver or something, really. I don't want to knacker me dot punches up. So Shelley here now is using the spirit-based stain, and this is like a black colour, favourite colour for doing stuff in the house, because it's our house. We're in the middle of a refurb renovation type thing, So she wants specific colours. I like the colour, but it wouldn't be my first choice, but you know, she likes it and she's the boss. So as you see there, she dabbed into the end grain. Dab into the end grain, it just goes on better. But this spirit-based stain, a little goes a long way. I mean, it does stink. Put a mask on with it, but it's good stuff. Now, this is it sort of pre-stained here, and I'm just going to fit it all together now, and I just want to get square. Take your time here. Don't rush this bit. Just take your time. I could have clamped this together, but there was no need really. As you get on with it, you'll know when you've got a clamp and when you don't have to clamp. This I didn't need to. I knew it was going to go square straight off the bat. It was just more that I just wanted to double check. There's nothing worse than looking at a wonky piece of stuff on the wall, is there? There we go. And I'll just go round it, and what I'll do is I'll just go into the four corners first, get me level, make sure it's all nice and level and square, and then I can put the interior in. So I'm just going in again. So I've put them little interior sort of shelves in there, as you can see. Now they were super tight. I wish I didn't get the footage of that neither, but I had to sort of bang them in. I wanted them super tight, and I've screwed them, and I've put some glue in there, tight bond too, and I'm just plugging them over them holes. You don't have to. You could use a brad nailer. Probably could use nails depending on what sort of finish you want. It's just that I prefer screwing and gluing, and that's just a personal preference on a structure like this. You'll see in a minute I'll use a brad nailer for something on the front of it, but it's not the structural element of the actual item. Just give him a tap. Look at him. Sunning it out here. He loves it out here. Bit of Japanese saw action. Little Japanese pull saw. Really good piece of kit to have. I highly recommend you get one. If I can, I'll put the link in below. I'm not sponsored by anybody, neither, so don't worry about that. If, you know, whatever I say, I'm not sponsored by him. And I'm just testing this brad nailer. It's a new tool to me, this. I used to use an air one, but this is a cordless one, and I just can't seem to get the settings right on it for some reason. Whether it's me or whether it's the nailer, I don't know. So I'm just using a couple of bits of scrap there, so just to see what sort of pressure I need on it. So on the front here now, what I've done is I've cut some little thin strips of wood, and I'm just brad nailing them onto the front to stop things falling off. And what I've tried to do there, I've gone in soft with them, and I'll just go over them and slightly tap them back with an hammer or a little nail punch to punch them in. Because there's nothing worse than having big dents on the wood. Isn't it weird how it takes ages to get used to a tool? And here we go. I'm just going over it, cleaning it up basically, getting it all nice and flat. All those shellies stained it. It was more for the inside of it where you're not going to get that sander in. So I'll just go around all the edges. That bit on the back there is this wood was super sappy, and that's what that is. And I'll sand that bit off in a minute. My hands were sticking together during this little project. It was unbelievable. I've got it all over my table saw. I've got to try and find something to get it off my table saw as well. It sets up like glue and it turns your hands black. So just taking my time, in no rush here to do this, just going over them plugs, making them all nice and level. I could make a feature of them plugs if I wanted to. I'd prefer that, but the boss says no, and I'm just going over it, making sure there's no sharp edges or sharp bits, and she will go over it again with a bit of stain just to tidy it all up. There we go, my hands are sticking. That's because I just touched that back section a minute ago. And then I just sand that clean off there. And, you know, a little bit of wood like this. Here's Shelley now, she's just going to go over it again with another coat of the spirit-based stain just to blend everything in now. But like this project, it costs basically no money. I mean, in wood there was less than sort of £5 of wood. So what's that in dollars? $6-7. And what would you pay for this in sort of like a store? And you can make it to your own size to fit. So it's and the satisfaction you get out of it. But anyway, she's putting a lacquer on it there, and this is it finished, and it's in the ensuite bathroom. It's a little rack for all her bits. I'm not allowed to have anything on it because, you know, it's her ensuite, as she says. And let me know what you think. Just a little rack, little organiser that goes up there, and on the other side wall, I've got to put a mirror on there. I've got a nice sort of vintage mirror to go there, but I think it looks rather cool. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. You're all amazing.